Hi guys, my name is Megan. Welcome to my corner of the interweb, and today we're here to talk about books and getting rid of them. So, I moved to this apartment about 3 or 4 months ago, and before I moved here, I got rid of about 120 books. I donated them to my library and gave the rest to Goodwill. After I moved in, I only have 3 bookshelves, 3.5 if you count my Star Wars shelves, and one of them is completely full of Funkos. So I don't have a lot of room. I don't have room for books I'm never going to read, never going to reread, or just don't have any intention of ever reading because they're very low on my priority list. So today I'm going to get rid of about 20 books. This is a very small unhaul, but November and December are coming up, which means the library sale is coming up, and the book fair is coming up, and Christmas is coming up. So I need a room for these new books. So I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to go down and up and pick up books that I'm getting rid of. I hope I'm not getting rid of any of your favorite books. We all have our own opinions and our own priorities, so I'm sorry if you get butthurt. Don't be sad. But here we go. Let's just get into this. So the first 2 books I'm getting rid of are... Is it just 2? I thought I had me after you. Guess not. The first 2 books I'm getting rid of are Me Before You and Paris for One by Jojo Moyes. I did like this book. It did make me cry. I do not like reading books that make me cry, so I'm never going to read this again. I'm never going to read the second one. And Paris for One I got because I just wanted it to look nice on my shelves. I was eventually going to get the whole set, but then I was like, I don't even like contemporary. Why am I going to do that to myself? And it's also a collection of short stories. I don't really like short stories. I'm never going to read this. So these 2 are going to be donated to my library. They'll probably be at the library sale when I go in a couple months, which would be hilarious. But these are going bye-bye. The next little bundle I'm getting rid of. I've tried selling this as a bundle on Mercari, but it's been there for like a month. No one's buying it, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. So I'm getting rid of Big Little Lies, The Hypnotist Love Story, and The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty. I'm getting rid of all 3. I liked all of these, but the thing about mystery thrillers is even though they look very nice as a set, I'm never going to reread these. Would I recommend them? Yes. Do I appreciate them? Yes. Did I enjoy them? Yes. The show is very good too. Am I ever going to read these again? No. I already know I'm never going to read these. These are not my favorite books. I'm not going to look at my bookshelf and be like, oh, I remember when I read that. It was great. No, they were good. They were good books. It was like, they did their job. They entertained me. Now they can go on, find another home. These are going to the library. The next book I'm getting rid of is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro? I'm sorry. Never Let Me Go. I have no intention of reading this. I got this because there was a lot of hype around it. I hear very good things. But I know me. I know I'm not a big fan of coming of age stories as much as I'm not a fan of contemporaries, and I've heard that's what this is. I have no interest. Upon looking, I don't think I will be able to relate to any of these characters. So I'm just letting it go to a new home. Goodbye. These 3 I've been pondering getting rid of for a while because I was really excited to get them. And then when I got them, I was like, I don't think I actually want to read them. But I'm looking at them and I'm like, I don't know if I'm emotionally prepared to get rid of them yet. I'm not hoarding books. Let me just show you. Okay. So this is the Dinosaur Knights, the Dinosaur Lords, and the Dinosaur Princess. This looks awesome. It looks awesome. I saw this at Barnes & Noble. I wanted it, but I was like, oh no, this is adult fantasy. These books are like $27 each. I can't afford that. And then one day I saw all of them on Book Outlet, and I filled my cart that day, and I got these 3, and I was so happy to get them. And I opened it, I read 10 pages, I put it down, I never touched it. It's just been sitting on my bookshelves as like a discussion piece, but then I remembered like, I don't discuss books with people. Like, I don't know anyone that reads. So I think they're cool. They're cool looking. They're blurbed by George R.R. Martin as a cross between Jurassic Park and a Game of Thrones. There's fairies and aliens and dinosaurs and knights. I mean, Like, I don't want to get rid of them, but I know I'm not going to read them, so they're just taking up space. Maybe I'll hold on to them a little longer. No, they're going. So, getting rid of the Dinosaur Nights. I think it's the Dinosaur Nights series by Victor Milan. Focus. And I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad to say goodbye, but it's time. So these are going away too. I'm getting rid of these two books also. They're totally unrelated, but I'm just grabbing. I'm getting rid of A Clockwork Heart by Liesl Schwartz and Alice by Christina Henry. I liked this book. I read the second one also. I gave the second one to someone to borrow, and I never saw that book again. So I already know I'm never going to reread this. I'm a little bitter about losing the second book, and I don't want to repurchase it. So I'm just going to let it go, move on. I love Alice in Wonderland reimaginings. There was a point where I wanted to have them all, but there are just too many. This is very morbid. I really did like it. I liked the Hatter character. It's so good. It's magical realism. Pick this up. I would recommend this a million times to anybody, but I know I'm never going to reread this. It doesn't really need to stay on my shelves. So I'm saying goodbye. And Clockwork Heart is a steampunk novel. 1, this is a mass market paperback, which I hate. 2, I read the first one of this and I didn't really care. Like, it was a job to finish it. I love steampunk style and I love steampunk, the aesthetic. But the novels, like, I'm so over absinthe fairies and blimps. I'm tired of it. I'm sorry. The cover's really cool though, and I had red hair and I was like, I need to buy all the books with like girls with red hair on the cover. I don't know. So these two are going. Next two are also book outlet guilt trips. These are Of Metal and Wishes and Dreams of Rust by, who are these by? By Sarah Fine. These look really cool. They're very pretty. They look very nice on my shelves, but I have no intention of reading these. These are so low on my priority list that I honestly don't even remember what they're about. So they're just gonna go, and hopefully someone will find them and love them the way that I, didn't. Sorry. The next book I'm getting rid of is I don't feel good about this. I'm getting rid of My Lady Jane. I didn't like it. I thought it was interesting. I think it's a good idea. I'm definitely getting My Plain Jane because I'm obsessed with Jane Eyre, and like I have every Jane Eyre retelling and reimagining and like 10 copies of the original Jane Eyre, and I'm really excited to get that. But My Lady Jane, I didn't enjoy. I know I'm never gonna reread it. It's very pretty. It was cool. I didn't think it was as funny as everybody else did. I was like, this is unnecessary, and it's unnecessary on my shelf. So if you liked it, you just have a different reading style than me. I do appreciate it. I would recommend it, but it doesn't need to be on my shelves anymore. Neither does The Girl on the Train. Another thriller. I already read it. I know the ending. Okay. Unreliable narrator. Okay. I kind of figured it out halfway through the book. Is it a movie? I think it's a movie. I didn't see the movie. I got this because it was hyped. I saw it at work every day. Eventually I was just like, I'm just gonna get it. I got it and I read it and I'm over it. I don't need this on my life anymore or on my shelves. I don't need any thrillers on my shelves. If I really desperately want to read a thriller, I have a library that way. I have a library that way. I have a Kindle. I don't need it on my shelf. This I got at Goodwill. It is a Scholastic Classic version of Black Beauty by Anne Sewell. It's I don't need this on my shelf. It's a very beautiful edition. It's signed. Black Beauty was never one of my favorite stories, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Hopefully the library will get more use out of it than I did. So next up is, let's get rid of some more mass market paperbacks, shall we? I'm getting rid of Robin Hood Forest Mage because I have a better edition than this. I hate mass market. I'm just getting rid of this. I love Robin Hood. I'm not getting rid of this book because I don't like it or because I won't read it. I'm getting rid of it because I have a better edition. I'm getting rid of the Great Pan version of The Lost Pharaohs. I got this in a book subscription box for vintage books, and I immediately canceled the subscription because I was looking forward to like Penguin vintage editions and other things, and this just kind of feels like something I would get at Goodwill, which I also have right down the street, so I don't need this in my life. Wow, your girl looks a hot mess, like worse than usual. Why didn't you tell me I looked like that? God. I'm also getting rid of My Life as a White Trash Zombie. I got this book about 5 years ago. I read it immediately. I liked it. It was a little cheesy. And then that zombie show came out and I saw it on Netflix. And I don't remember what it's called right now. But she's a doctor and she's a zombie. And anyway, it's very reminiscent of the series, except she's white trash. She ain't a doctor. But she gets hired by a mortuary also. I swear that show is based on this, but more culturally appropriate because they didn't want white trash in the show. But I'm convinced that it's like based on this story. I don't care what anybody says. If you like that show and you like punky vampires, zombies, you like punky zombies with like a conscience, get this. It's gritty, it's funny, and the cover's awesome. I just, I'm not gonna read it again. It reminds me of Tank Girl. Look at her tattoo. No, this book is great. I just don't need it on my shelves. I'm not going to continue the series. I really did like it though. It's fun. And next, I'm getting rid of Feed. Even though maybe I'll hold on to this a little longer because I am interested in this. Cancel. I'm going to read this. This is about depicting a future that is unnervingly close to the here and now. No, I'm getting rid of this. I don't need this. I have enough books to read. I don't need to add this to my list. So this is going bye-bye. I've had it for 2 years. If I hadn't read it yet, I'm not going to read it. So this is going to be a bit controversial too. But I'm not deep and poetic and philosophical enough for this. I have read up to here. I have read up to page 730 something of IQ 84. I'm gonna leave my freaking bookmark in here on book 3. This is magical realism, and it is so dense, and it is so complex, and it is so artful that I don't get it. This is lost on me. It's beautiful. I know people love Haruki Murakami. I know people love having them on their shelves. This is not for me. Magical realism is not what I go to. It's not the style I like. It's not the style I enjoy. And this was my first really deep dive into adult magical realism, and it made me take about 40 steps back. I don't want this on my shelves. I don't enjoy reading this. It feels like work, and it is so dense for me that I'm not enjoying it. So this, if you look at my Goodreads, it probably says I'm still reading this. I've been reading this book for 3 years. I'm never going to finish it. So it's going away. Someone will love this. A lot of people love this book. I don't. I'm sorry. Not my thing. I'm more into like morbid and fantasy and grit and sci-fi and not that. Not that. No. Next up is The Silent Companions, and this is a beautiful hard copy edition that I got from Book Depository. This is a great book. It is a great gothic novel. I've read it once. I'm not going to read it again. I do love gothic traditional stories, but I do like them a little older. This is like mimicking the old ones, which is still good. It's still a very good story. I just don't need it on my shelf anymore. It was taking up space, and I know this is one that I'm not going to reread, even though I would recommend that anybody picks it up. And if you are a fan of gothic horror, then you should get this one because it is very spooky. Alright, so I have 2 more books left. They're both face down, but I can tell that one of them is going to make some people upset. Let me get some coffee. Girl is tired. I'm going to spill it. I'm going to spill it. I'm going to spill it. I'm going to... I didn't spill it. So this one... Getting rid of Bird Box. Didn't like Bird Box. I didn't like Bird Box so much that as much as I want to read Unburied Carol, I didn't buy Unburied Carol. I got it from the library. I get it. Oh, it's so different and new, and it's like I get it. I get it. It's a very cool concept. It's a very good psychological thriller. But once again, I know what's up. I'm never gonna read it again. I'm just not into keeping thrillers. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's going away. And the last book, I believe this is a Robin Hood retelling. I forget who I saw on BookTube that recommended this to me. I think it was Thoughts on Tomes. Yeah, I believe it was Thoughts on Tomes. This is a Robin Hood retelling. Her name is Scarlet. No, Will Scarlet. Yeah. Okay, so this is a Robin Hood retelling. I'm not gonna read it again. I'm sure it's good, but I have so many other books I'd rather be reading that I know I'm not gonna read this. So I am unhauling all of these books. I'm not picking these up. Am I picking them up? No. Not picking them up. Alright, so I'm unhauling all those books. I'm unhauling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm not counting all of them either. I'm unhauling like 30 books. So now I know to be more careful on Book Outlet, to be more careful when I am getting involved in hype over books, because I've spent a lot of money that I just didn't have on books that I wound up giving away because I didn't like them. I couldn't sell them even as bundles on Mercari, and this is a very small drop in the bucket of books I've gotten rid of. Last year I got rid of so many books that were recommended to me on BookTube or on Goodreads, and I just got swept up in the hype of them, and I just wound up not reading them, not being interested in them, or despising them. And I would just rather have books I like on my shelf. And if that means that I wind up having 50 copies of the Mistborn trilogy and 10 copies of The Witcher, then you know what? That's how it's gonna be. And I'm okay with that. So, thank you for watching this. Curate your shelves, because you don't want a hot mess of a shelf and you just want to look at your shelves and see books you love. You only want your favorite books on your shelves, right? Let's do that. Alright, curate your library. I'm trying to curate mine. Enjoy your weekend. I don't know when this video is going up. Leave me a like. I'll see you next time.